Colorado.
It's the first Sunday of the month of March, and welcome to Good Morning Vail. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot. March 3rd, hard to believe that we are in Winter Ball is an addition. We have a conversation with Sydney Lennon, owner of Sentio Design, and all of the sustainable interior design that they are doing in the projects and beyond, plus eyepieces of Vail. We love our eyepieces. So all of that happening in the first hour, and it starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on Mountain Perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
Sentio Design does sustainable interior design and renovations, and I had a conversation with owner and creator and founder of it, my friend Sydney Ledden. Let's take a look at that conversation.
Good morning, Vail.
It's such a fun Monday morning for me because I am joined in studio by guests that are so interesting in what they do, but also there are some of my closest friends. Joining me today on the couch is the interior designer, Sydney Ledden, owner of Sentio Design. So Sydney, how are you?
Good, I am great. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here. So interior design, it's what you do. You are it's so interesting to hear about all that you are working on and what you've got going on in your business and your personal and professional life. So tell me about Sentio and what you're doing.
Yeah, at Sentio, we focus on wellness and sustainable design. We work in the commercial and residential sector, which is really fun because we do homes, which I love. It's so intimate, so impactful, but the commercial side is really cool because then you get to go visit it and, you know, it kind of, you design for the masses, which is a little bit more of a challenge.
Absolutely. So you're sustainable in your design. So what does that mean and what does that look like?
Yeah, I think sustainability touches on a lot of things. It's not just material composition is huge, but also trying to, during the renovation process, maybe preserve as much as you can, repurpose it, or actually get rid of it properly. And then also what you bring in, right? So from construction to actual product, sourcing stuff that's ethical, reducing transportation, and using, you know, product designers that are sustainable in their techniques from the beginning as well.
Awesome. And so that's a really big piece, and you actually have a philosophy, which not a lot of businesses really make sure that they're having a social impact in the same way that you are. So tell me about your philosophy.
Yeah, I kind of have a science background, and so I'm really intrigued by what I call data-driven design. So everything from the sustainability to also the psychological impact. So the well-being, whether it be your HVAC system, your acoustics, your lighting, also the functionality of your home, and then, you know, what do you want to feel? Do you want it to feel calm? Do you want it to feel kind of enlivening, right? What does the space need and what are you trying to accomplish? So we do try to collect data, qualitative and quantitative, on our projects and learn, because every project's very unique. So it's really fun.
Awesome. So projects, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You've got some exciting things happening right now. So tell me all about the projects you're working on.
Yeah, so I think like kind of our top couple this year, residential, we're working on a 1920s home in San Francisco. So we end up with a lot of historical landmarks because the property owners want to be really thoughtful about how they go about that process in terms of preservation and also you know, trying to reduce an impact, because historical homes and buildings have a lot of carbon capture, which is really nice. So that is a really fun project for an amazing family. And then we're working on a community center in Denver and a restaurant, boutique hotel, 4-story, also historical landmark in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. And that is a really cool project for this kind of small downtown to help really revitalize it and create this mixed-use space for the whole community.
That's great. So you've got projects in San Francisco, Nebraska, Denver, not to mention elsewhere. How do you find your clients? How do you connect and really make sure that you're working in the right partnership?
Yeah, luckily a lot of ours are referrals, so they kind of already know what we're about and our values, and a lot of them are seeking that from the start. So a lot of them are referrals, and other than that, I do a lot of work in Denver, in the design world, women in design, and other arts organizations, and so I do find clientele through that. I have a lot of great female architects and other design build partners that also love to share us, which is awesome.
That's great. And so you're making this impact on the environment and how you do your business, but you also are impacting the community, and you host a lot of different events. So talk to me about Centio Design and the events that you do.
Yeah, I work with Women in Design and CBCA and some other organizations. The community center that we're working with in Denver is a 5280 movement, which is for young adult and foster care population, to provide them with things like getting their birth certificates, getting job training, getting housing, helping them get back on their feet. So everything from empowering creative women to helping vulnerable populations in our area. We're really passionate about kind of this circular philosophy of the impact of the community and the environment is really important for us.
It's awesome. Yeah. So what do you have coming up in 2024? So you've got these projects that you're working on. What's the plan? What's your vision? What are you doing?
Yes, well, I'm heading to San Francisco on Friday to go visit it's a 1920s Victorian home, so I'll go on site for that, which is really fun. I'll go see some of my family as well. And then I'm also going to Nebraska next week, so I have a lot of travel, which is really fun, part of my job. A lot of what we do is on the computer and rendering and researching. So when we actually get to go on site, that's like my favorite time of the project. And we'll go on a couple times, but that's the majority of what we have going on for now. And it'll keep us busy for quite a while. A lot of these projects, especially commercial, may take a couple years. So when we find clientele, we're really partners with them, and it's really a collaborative experience between everyone. Because I think my philosophy and thought on design is really to listen to what people need that are actually using the space, whether it be commercial or residential. I think that's one of the most important things we can do as designers.
That's great. So walk me through what a process would look like. So let's say one of our viewers wants to reach out and connect with you. How would you start and begin the process of design?
Yes, we'll start with an initial consultation. Sometimes we can start with an initial on-site too, depending on how large the project is. We do everything from furbishing and decorating to new builds and full remodels. So I have a lot of questions to ask you in the beginning, right? Because I want to know your goals, tangible and intangible, right? So we help people figure out and navigate what it is they're looking for, because sometimes it's hard to describe with design, right? Sometimes people don't know their style, or they kind of know how they want to feel, but they don't know how to get there. And there's a lot of technical things that we do as well. So I'll ask questions that sometimes people haven't thought about and what their goals are. And then after that, we get measurements. Usually we start connecting partners, right? If we need an architect or a GC, even a structural engineer, we start to source those people locally with wherever your project may be. We've worked up in the mountains, we've worked in Nebraska, and also in larger cities. So we're kind of used to going through and interviewing the partners we need, collecting bids, and then as soon as we have what we need for AutoCAD, we start to render out your space, and then we start kind of pitching looks and also pulling together, like I said, some of those more technical things, like it could be appliances or certain features that you want. We start to get numbers, because sometimes I can tell you right away, and there are certain things, especially commercial, that are very unique, and so we're creative problem solvers. So a lot of what we do is proposing, and then we usually up front meet more frequently depending on how long your project is.
Sure.
And pretty much either, whether it be weekly or bi-weekly, continue to chip away at progress on them.
That's amazing. And I think just looking at what you do. You know, I've seen you actually in the trenches, and you are so well spoken and definitely ask the right questions. But how do you go about, you know, working within a budget? So somebody either comes to you with a top line or they don't have a budget at all. And so it's just like you said, how do you put the puzzle pieces together?
Yes, yeah, options, right? So we can kind of, especially with some people, you may want to splurge certain places, or you may want to break it up in phases, especially when we work with kind of mid-size or small businesses, right? They may want to use cash flow or just people, right? You may want to do it in phases and strategize financially that way. So we'll help you figure out what it is you should prioritize so that you can do it in a way that's manageable for you. And again, that comes down to those questions up front of, you know, what do you want? And then I can help you figure out what that's going to look like and give you options of where we can save. And I know how to stretch a dollar and make it work visually. I'm very good at that. But also, you know, I give options if there's certain appliances or certain features that you really want to push for.
That's great. So Sydney, where can we go to follow you on social media, on your website, or book a consult?
Yeah, Sentia Design Studio is our website, and we have our service lists on there. We have our portfolio. We're on Instagram, Facebook, all the major social medias. So that'll be a good place, and you can book a call there with us.
Awesome. Well, Sydney, I love having you here on the couch. It's so much fun to have some personal connections join me here.
Yes,
and what you do is so impressive. You know, the projects that you work on from residential to commercial. So best of luck in your travels, and excited to get you back here locally so that we can see all the work that you do.
Oh, of course, of course. Thank you so much for having me on, Kim.
Absolutely. Now, we have a lot more in store for this Good Morning Vail edition on Monday. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
Hello, I'm Shervin Rezai here with Chenna Garden in Avon, Colorado. My hobbies are obviously skiing. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. In addition to that, music's always been my first passion, and you can see that alive and well at Chenna Garden with our little record nook, where we have over 300 records, and we'll continue to grow that collection and play vinyl records for you while you enjoy your cuisine. Chenna Garden is Avon's oldest running restaurant. We've been open since 1988 when my mother set up shop and wanted to begin offering Avon, Colorado the best quality Chinese food that we could get. And I started working in the restaurant when I was 8 years old as a dishwasher, making $1 a day. And then one of the servers, pushed by my dad, told me I should ask for a raise, and then I got $5 a day, but then I had to put all $25 at the end of the week into a savings account, which actually helped me out in college. So after college, I went out to New York for law school, and I spent 15 years out in New York City practicing law and working in-house, which exposed me to a lot of restaurants all over the world, all over the country. And after getting exposure like that, I realized that we have this beautiful restaurant here that has so much potential. So in the fall of 2023, we came back, remodeled, and tried to get this back to give that special feel that I've known all my life here. We've been offering a lot of new cuisines, including German cuisine with our good family friend Gunther Schmidt, who's been serving up authentic German cuisine in the Valley for many, many decades. Why not? This is America. We can serve German food in a Chinese restaurant, and we just let it try. And after a year of it, it's been building up some success, and we're just having a lot of fun just seeing the look of bewilderment on every customer when they're like, how am I getting German food in a Chinese restaurant that's this good at this quality? China Garden is really all about that community, and that first starts with the local community. We always try to take care of all of us who are working hard, grinding it, so that we can also enjoy what this valley has to offer. And through that, we get a nice mix of word of mouth, tourists who come in. We're looking for something a little more authentic and that has a history with the valley. I'm a proud member of the Avon Vail Valley community, lifelong member as I was born here, and I hope you come out and see us here at China Garden. We're open every day, 4 to 9, any day the mountain's open. Cheers.
Good morning, Vail.
Eagle County, our subtle sister here in the Valley, and boy, oh boy, do they have a lot going on there. You've got the airport, you've got housing development, and voting. Ross had a conversation with Claire Noble all about the latest and greatest that's happening.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. There's a lot happening in the county right now, and lucky for us, we have Claire Noble with Eagle County Government joining us on the couch. Claire, welcome.
Thank you, Ross. Thanks for having me on.
How are you?
I'm doing great. You know, a lot of people will say, sorry, that they don't they don't watch the news much.
That's all right. I got this. You cough that out for a second. So Eagle County Government, we got a lot going on right now. We have elections. We're looking at housing. The airport has a lot going on. So Claire, you ready for this?
I think so.
All right.
I hope so. But no, a lot of people say they're not watching the news. You know, it's like too much. But even if you're not watching the news right now, it's hard to not know we're in the middle of election season.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like we're always in election season, but this is a big year because it's going to be a presidential year. So coming up next week is Super Tuesday. Colorado participates in Super Tuesday. It's a presidential primary. We're a vote by mail state.
Yeah, we are a vote by mail state, which is awesome. I've been doing that for years. It just makes it so easy. And yeah, I drive past Avon all the time, and they've got the big election signs hanging. So that's my kind of reminder that I actually got to drop mine off.
Live TV. So sorry
It's
about that.
okay. That's okay.
And we were talking beforehand, and I was absolutely fine.
All good.
So yes, we have drop-off boxes everywhere, and we have in-person voting as well. Basically, two choices. If you're a registered Republican, you're going to have one choice. If you're a registered Democrat, you're going to have another choice. If you're an independent, you're going to get both ballots. You can only turn in one of those ballots. If you try to turn in both, then they're both invalidated.
Okay.
If you are hoping to vote for an independent and you're wondering, hey, what's going on? They have a different way of getting on the general election ballot. And in most cases, that's by petition. It's a pretty onerous process, but if you're hoping to see one of these independents out there, you're not going to see them until the November election.
Yeah, and do we have a big independent population, do you know, here in Eagle County?
Yes, as a matter of fact, the majority of Coloradans identify as independent. But again, in the primaries, they can choose to vote as a Republican or choose to vote as a Democrat. The other thing about these ballots is that you will see names on the ballots and you'll say, I thought they dropped out of the race. Well, they suspended their campaigns, but they did not let the Colorado Secretary of State know officially that they were withdrawing, so they have to appear on the ballot.
Yeah, and it's really important. When you get that ballot in your hands, take some time with it, right? Yeah. Research what you're doing and spend some time looking at these people. It's kind of, they pop up on a ballot and you just kind of
You're going to see names you've never seen before. Who is this guy?
Right.
So yeah, you're right. You know,
spend some time,
check out who they are.
And there's some resources out there to kind of learn about everything on the ballot. So definitely that's my recommendation. Take some time with it.
Yeah, and so just a little heads up, coming up on June 25th is our Colorado primary. And so you'll see, for instance, we have a few commissioners running for a re-election and an open seat here in Eagle County. So you'll see that, again, Democrat, Republicans, and then the general election, November 5th.
Yeah, it's coming quick, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to not see it at this point, right? It's kind of everywhere. Awesome. So elections, keep an eye out for those ballots, right? We also have some lodging to talk about, right, over at Hay Meadow. What's going on?
We do. You know, this is really exciting because, of course, housing is one of our really toughest issues in Eagle County. And so we tried to chip away at it in different ways that we can. And this opportunity came up. Hay Meadow is going to be a very large development. It's going to take them years to build out this development, and it's really going to change Eagle, the town of Eagle. It's going to dramatically increase their population. So this area sits along Sylvan Lake Road. So if you ever go out to Sylvan Lake, this is that big area just to the east of that road. And the first units will start becoming available this year. And the county has purchased 43 of those units and will turn around and resell them at a discounted rate, and they will be deed restricted.
Awesome.
So today is the last day to put in your application to be in the lottery for those. And the first drawing is going to happen on March 7th. And those units will then be available in May. So it'll sort of be a trickle, but what you turn in by today will put you in all of those lotteries. So even if you don't get picked in that first drawing, there will be subsequent drawings. These are beautiful condos, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I think there might be even some 1-bedrooms as well. Really nice furnishings. As somebody who's kind of in the real estate market right now looking for places, one thing I hear people say is, 2024 prices for 1980s interiors, and this is not the case with Hay Meadow. These are brand new interiors. The views are amazing. Some of the units have garages, so if that's something you need, that's, I think, a preference that you can indicate. Cool. The top floor ones have vaulted ceilings, so really a beautiful property.
That sounds awesome. And who's eligible for this, or who's eligible, and how can they sign up by the end of today?
So go to housingeaglecounty.com. At the very top, you'll see a banner that says Hay Meadow applications. You can click on that. The criteria aren't as stringent, but really this is supposed to be workforce housing. So you do need to be somebody who lives and works in Eagle County, and also you cannot own other real estate. So you can't get this and then turn it into a short-term rental, or turn it into any kind of rental. It needs to be your primary residence.
Okay, good to know, good to know. I think I know a couple people that are looking for something.
Well, this is a great opportunity. Prices starting around $400,000, which is a tough price point to find in Eagle County right now.
Definitely, and Eagle's a great location. And speaking of Eagle and Gypsum, the airport.
Oh my gosh, I love talking about the airport. I had a chance to visit with their staff yesterday. One of the things we've talked about on the show before is they've won awards for their interior design. That, it's one of the world's most beautiful airports. It is. The traffic is just picking up there. Last year, the way they gauge this is something called emplanements. That's people getting on planes there. So last year was up about 6% over 2022, but this year already, January and February are up almost 20% over this time last year. So very busy airport, which is good for us getting airlines in here. A lot of airlines started to pull back because the airlines have a shortage of pilots. And that's not a problem you can solve overnight.
Right.
It's a problem that's going to take actually a few years to work out. But United has committed to adding flights this summer. Not only will there be more flights to Denver, there'll be additional nonstops starting June 7th to Chicago and to Houston.
Love that, love that. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that airport. My truck was stolen from DIA a couple years ago, so now I like to have peace of mind, nice and easy airport to get in and out of, and you don't have to drive 100 miles from Denver over mountain passes in the winter.
Absolutely. I am flying out on Friday and looking forward to it. And as you said, there's very few airports now you can park right outside and then just walk inside. And you're right, DIA loses a few cars a week, and I'm like, I don't even know how they do that, because you got to have your ticket to get out, right? But maybe they off-roaded with your truck.
Yeah, long story. We can talk off camera about that one. But yeah, love that airport and really appreciate what everyone's doing there to see more flights coming in and see the numbers go up. So that's really good to hear.
Yeah, no, that there will also be some improvements already to some of the outlets there, the restaurant food outlets, which have been recently renovated, but they're going to upgrade them yet again. So just more improvements in that airport.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then if you're traveling in from out of town, they have the rental car. Like, it's just a one-stop shop for you. It's the best way and the easiest way to join us here, right?
Absolutely. EV chargers, EV cars available, and you're right. It's just every way you want to look at it. 20 minutes from here as opposed to however long it takes you to get back from Denver.
Well, Claire, I'm not leaving until winter's over.
Okay.
You know, I like to stay here for the winter, but this summer I'll be looking to fly out of Eagle County Regional Airport.
Well, check out VVP. They're offering rebates again this summer, but those go fast.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Claire, thanks so much for joining us. Always so much information about the county and everything that's going on. Definitely check out that Hay Meadow today if you're interested. Very unique opportunity. Look out for those ballots, and maybe we'll see you at the airport too.
Great, thanks so much, Ross.
All right, guys, stay tuned for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com because there's always more for you on 92.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning,
It's Kimberly here, and I'm standing in Eyepieces of Vail at the Bridge Street location with Tyler, who has been a staple with Eyepieces of Vail. Tyler, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. And what about you, Kimberly?
You know, I'm living. I'm out on the mountain. Can't hate. You know, we live a really great life here.
We do, yeah. I mean, a bad day really isn't a bad day, is it?
Yeah, we're not allowed to complain.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Speaking of which, so Eyepieces of Vail, you've been around for so many years. You've been a staple here, and you really just provide a wide variety of eyepieces and eyewear to people. So talk to me about what you offer.
For sure, yeah. So like you said, we've been a staple in the Valley. We're going on 40 years this year, which is super exciting. Like, what a tremendous accomplishment for the company, for the team. But what we offer at Eyepieces is a huge variety of eyewear, both sunglasses, prescription glasses, goggles, and then, you know, prescription sunglasses, prescription goggles, like you name it, we can do it. Doctor services even, so that way even if you don't have an updated prescription, we're happy to help out with that. I mean, the amount of service and you know, amenities that we provide is quite amazing.
Right? I would call it an eyepiece concierge.
There you go. We might have to steal that from you.
You're welcome to use it anytime. So we actually, speaking of variety, we've got a lot of different options here. So talk to me about what we see in front of us and you know, what you can offer.
For sure. Here, we'll start with the goggle side since we're at the goggle bar. Right here I have a great model from one of our favorite brands called Anon. This is such a cool, well thought out goggle. Anon was actually the company that came out with the magnetic interchange. So literally it's just off.
They're the trailblazers.
On, yeah. And it's finally catching on. But these guys were the originators. So the easiest thing to interchange comes with two lenses. They even took it a step further with this awesome technology called MFI, magnetic face mask integration. This is honestly one of my favorite things. The face mask magnetically integrates with the goggle, helps reduce fogging, keeps you warm and happy on those really cold days, and provides a little sun protection. I don't know about you, but I'm a little prone to some sunburn. Yep. You know, so that's a great option. And then, I mean, moving on to that, you know, if you need a goggle, but you also need prescription, we can easily do your goggles in prescription for you as well too.
Well, and that's what makes Eyepieces of Vail very unique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's a really customized service you don't see in a lot of places. But I mean, for instance, all it takes is us just cutting your prescription and popping it in to this goggle or really any goggle behind us. You know, you got to see to ski. So that's like half your confidence right there.
So if you're coming to visit and you're not physically here in person, but you want to get the prescription lenses and you want to be able to do that, are you able to send your information in ahead of time?
Yes, exactly. We actually recommend that too. So if you're only here for a few days, if you kind of give us a heads up, a lot of the stuff we can have ready upon arrival for you. And then when you pick it up, you can also come in and peruse our excellent sunglasses and glasses options as well too.
Well, speaking of, you've got quite a selection here in front of me, and I am a sunglasses girl. I've got a massive collection of these, so it's hard not to just want to take all of them home. So tell me what we've got here in front of me.
For sure. We have three of kind of some of our favorite brands. This is just a little smattering of what we have, but you know, right in front of me here is a really cool brand that's all handmade in Japan called Dita. The details on these things are amazing. A lot of titanium work, really cool lenses as well too. You can see with a lot of cool different colors. And this is something we can always match in prescription, which is really cool. That's a service that you don't see very often.
So no matter the lens color, you can match them.
Pretty much, yeah. It might take us a little extra time, but if you like a lens color, we can make it for you.
Amazing. And so these are made out of titanium, you mentioned.
Yep, yeah, Japanese aerospace grade titanium, which is a mouthful, but these frames are built to last. They have a substantial quality to them, and they're just
in other words,
cool.
Very durable.
Yeah.
Great for the après scene. Maybe some spring skiing later on.
Yep. Yeah. Moving on, one of our favorite brands out of Germany. This brand is called Makita. If you like feather lightweight glasses, this is your brand. It's a super cool proprietary design. There's no screw or anything in that hinge. Wow. Everything's bent and folded into place. Nothing is welded, so it makes it very durable.
No,
if you're hard on your glasses, yeah, if you sit on them, they literally just pop right back. But amazing brand. We've had a relationship with these guys, for maybe about 20 years now.
Wow.
Almost the entirety, I think, of
Half
their
the time
existence.
Vail has,
Yep.
Pieces of Vail has been in business.
So one of our staple brands, super requested, amazing product. You really can't go wrong with just about anything we have.
And what do we have here?
And then over here is something really special. This is a collection called Jacques Marie Mage. And everything here is actually numbered limited edition pieces. Wow. So it's really hard to get a hold of. There's only typically a couple hundred of each frame and each color. So not to be like a pushy salesman, but if you see it and you love it, you should buy it. Because if you come back and it's not here, I can't get it for you.
Are you allowed to say it might be your favorite pair? Is that what you have on right now?
It is what I have on. It's a personal favorite of mine, but the quality is amazing. It's such a substantial feel. It's all handmade in Japan. It's a wonderful product. And like the second you kind of pick it up and feel it, you can notice a huge difference compared to like.
Gotta pick it up and feel it.
Yeah.
Wow, these are great. So it's almost like a work of art, limited edition work of art.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Great stuff.
Really cool. Really cool. That's amazing. So Tyler, these are just a small selection. We like to say we're an international ski town. You are an international eyepieces store with all of the variety and where your glasses come from all over the world. You really curate a unique and very cool and trendy collection here.
It is very well curated. We try and focus on smaller independent eyewear brands with a little mixture of name brand designers. But you're going to find something really cool and unique that you're probably not going to be able to find at home. You said it's an international destination. This is an international collection. And it's cool too. Every store also has their own exclusive brands. So it's worth shopping around and visiting all of them.
That's a great way to get the people in. So speaking of stores, tell me the operating hours and what that looks like for you all.
Cool. Pretty much every store is going to be open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. during the winter. With the exception at Bridge Street here, we'll open at 8:30, right when the gondola opens as well, so that if you're needing to get out right in the morning, we're here to help you before you go out. And all locations, we have 8. So here at the top of Bridge Street is where we're at, closest retail location to the gondola. Village Center, across from Solaris, is where the doctor's offices are. Then we have our Stone and Alp Sport location just down the street from that. Lion's Head, if you find yourself over in Lion's Head Village. Beaver Creek, if you're skiing Beaver Creek for a day or if you're staying up there. And then Edwards, if you find yourself a little down valley as well. And then really cool as well, some of our newer stores down in Roaring Fork Valley. So you can find us at Willett Center next to Whole Foods. That's our newest store. It is gorgeous if you have not been. And then also at the Viceroy Hotel at the base of Snowmass. We have a little boutique there to service your needs if you find yourself over in Snowmass.
So you have no excuses.
No excuses not to come see at least one of our locations.
And you all are so wonderful here and how you just really provide a white glove service to your customers as they walk in. I was able to witness it earlier. So it's just really impressive what you do. And we thank you for the service that you've provided to the Vail Valley for 40 years.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, thanks for having us today. It was great to talk a little bit.
Now, stay tuned. If you want to get eyepieces of Vail, stop in, say hello to Tyler and the crew here, but they have so much to offer, and it's a great opportunity. We'll be right back for more.
Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Good morning, Vail.
The Carpenter's Ball, what in the world is it? Gretchen has a conversation all about that, and who doesn't love a good ball? Let's take a look.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, a household name, Habitat for Humanity. We have Denise Kipp with Habitat for Humanity with Vail. That's hard to say this morning. Habitat for Humanity in Vail. And I'm so in awe and inspired with all that you do, Denise. Can you kind of, you're so well, I mean, truly. And before I even go into this, we have to say, you know, Habitat for Humanity was something as a young girl, and I know many of us young people growing up all over the country, all over the world, is a household name for us and something that we've learned about. And I actually helped build a home when I was little. It's a big deal.
Wow.
So thank you so much for being part of this. And I want to kind of know how you got involved first and foremost with Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you. I am really passionate about the mission of affordable homeownership. I have been, you know, and I think like many others, concerned about what's happening in our community in terms of like the essential community member worker, like a nurse or a teacher. They cannot put roots down and buy a home in this community. And so it becomes less of a community when we can't have our critical workforce.
I love that you said that, because that is so very important, and it's emotional, and it's true. The community's piece of this is what keeps us all going. And when you're frightened or scared that you can't afford to live where you love, it's not a good feeling. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, and the average sale of a home in 2023 was $2.4 million.
Wow.
And so we really are working hard to create opportunities for these critical workers to have an affordable home to live in. And so in 1995, Habitat built our first home. And since then, we've on average built about 8 homes a year. Since COVID, the housing stock has been really decimated with the influx of remote workers. And so we're really, since COVID, working on doubling our impact. And we're in the midst of an $18 million campaign.
Wow.
Creating 46 home ownership opportunities over a 3-year period.
46.
46.
And that's, we're talking about in Vail. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, we're not just, we're a construction company, so we're building the home. We also act as the bank. So we,
I thought that was interesting.
Like we generate the mortgages at a 0% interest rate, which is really unheard of. So our work is really, it's a bit complicated because we're a construction company, we're a bank, and then we also have a family services department that supports families with all sorts of other resources, because when they're in, you know, sort of in chaos looking for housing, you know, perhaps with little kids living in overcrowded situations, they also need access to other resources too. So it's that family services department is really a key piece.
Well, that's so interesting too, because I think so often when you hear Habitat for Humanity, you just think, and it's beautiful, but making the home, but knowing bank and also family services to help the families do their best and get back on their feet, et cetera. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And the families, when they are selected for home ownership, they do help build their home. They're required to provide 250 hours of
I didn't
sweat
realize that.
equity.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's an agreement. You know, they're not just handed the home.
Right.
They are also, you know, they have to pay it back to Habitat.
How beautiful is that too? Because their energy then is physically.
I know, and it's really great because these little neighborhoods that we have going, the families are building their homes together. So before they even move in, it creates such a tight-knit community.
That's what I was just saying. That is the whole central focal
and they
point.
like rely on each other as the years go by for various things because they've helped build each other's homes.
So it's so neat. Habitat for Humanity not only is helping, but truly making that community a thing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's really, you know, like I said, I'm so passionate about the work that we do. We are excited because next week we're hosting our Carpenters Ball.
Yes, very
and
exciting.
it's really incredible the amount of community support we have here in Eagle County. The event is sold out. It sold out really quickly.
We were so bummed. I don't want to interrupt you,
Yeah.
but we were talking about this because I'm like, it's at the height. I've seen pictures from last year. You guys raised, what, 14.3?
Well, over
The
this
course of-
3-year campaign, we're trying to raise 18 million.
18
So
million
we are at 14.3 right now, and we have till the end of the year to get to
Good
18
on
million.
you.
So we're,
That's amazing.
you know, next week is a big night for us,
Right.
and we have a $250,000 match. A generous
Wow.
community member is matching donations up to $250,000,
Wow.
and we, with that $500,000, we will fund the foundations of 16 homes.
Right.
So that's really exciting. We have a tremendous amount of silent auction items, live auction items. The link will go live on Monday, March 4th.
Okay.
So you can start bidding, and the event is sold out, but if, you know, anyone from the community can still participate by getting onto that link, bidding on items, simply just making donations in honor of the work that we're doing, which is so critically important.
And that's so good to know because I know some, you know, when people see, oh, you're sold out, and then you're like, but I want to help, you can help. You just go online.
Yeah, and it's really such a fun event. We have, it's not like super fancy, it's Western,
Yes.
so I thought I'd wear my hat. We have a hat bar, Antlers and Rosé, Brooke
love it.
Richards. She will be
Yes,
there with
love,
her
yes.
team of staff, and they custom make these hats. I got this last year at the event, so she'll be back, and she donates back a percentage of the proceeds to Habitat.
How fun.
So you don't have to come with a hat if you want to wear a hat. Just come early a little bit, and you can, yeah.
Well, and I love that too because so often with these balls and events and galas, people get nervous, but look, we all are Western here in Vail. That's like kind of the chic moment, right?
Yes.
So it's like you don't have to feel nervous about
Yeah, yeah, like people come in jeans with, you know, fun belts and
Yes.
cowboy boots and cowboy hats. Or, you know, they dress up in their fur and fringe. That's the theme this year, fur and fringe. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Well, and again, it is sold out, which is awesome for you guys. Not so awesome for us that want to go. But it's exciting because next year you can always go, get in a little bit early, but also...
And purchase your ticket.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. But also, like we said, you can go online and help out that way. And I think that's the biggest pull for people is they just want to be present and help, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. And like some of the really great items that you can bid on starting next Monday. A sushi making sushi making party in your home with sake.
Oh, cool.
John Kodrowski donated Pick Your Peak, so he
I know
will.
John.
Yeah,
We're a dear
he
friend
will.
from- yes.
Take you up a 14er of your
cool.
choice, and perhaps a group of you and your friends. And that's really exciting because he's pretty amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
that I have to say that is really cool because he is the it man when it comes
Yes.
to anything of mountains, period. Like,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, and he's donating that item to
time.
Habitat, you
That's
know, and
so
so
neat.
we really, like I said, have such great support from the community. And Vail Resorts is a big sponsor.
Cool.
And so is A&B Bank, and both organizations don't just sponsor with funding. They send out like an army of volunteers to help build these homes as well throughout the year.
That makes me emotional because it is so beautiful. Of course, giving money is very important. It's powerful, right? But to give of yourself, your time, and your energy is really beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah,
really,
it
really
is.
neat. And so I wanted to ask you too, I know that you were saying, and this is just something I thought felt so interesting with COVID, how things have changed. And you were telling me that you're building homes so now people can work obviously a lot of more people are working in their homes. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we've had just this influx of remote workers in
Yes.
all of the ski towns throughout the state of Colorado. They are facing this, same challenge where their housing stock has sort of been decimated by these remote workers who come in and they can work from home and maintain these high salaries, whatever it is that they do, and not necessarily like contribute to the community workforce.
Got it. Okay.
And so it's driving prices up tremendously, and it's making it unaffordable for the locals here who live and give back to the community that they work in.
Thank you so much for bringing up that point, because honestly, I had never really thought about that in depth, and that's very real. And it's very, I mean, we were talking
and
about,
it's not going to go back. Like
No.
we're on this like almost like runaway train right now
100%.
in real estate, and it's concerning, and we are just doing our best to create these affordable home ownership opportunities at a zero interest rate for our community.
It's so neat, Denise. Now I'm going to think of Habitat for Humanity with community. That's the piece that I'm going to put together.
Yeah.
It's really brilliant. And so, Denise, where can people go to help out, to get more information about Habitat for Humanity, all the good stuff?
Yeah, so, and this is where our link will be live on Monday.
Okay.
It's habitatvailvalley.org. And you can get on there, you can make a donation, you can learn more about the work that we're doing, volunteer opportunities,
Cool.
family services. If anyone is interested in getting support with local community resources, there's information on the website on that. And then next year's Carpenter's Ball,
Yeah, I know. Everyone's going to be so stoked at like watch. You're
December,
gonna
January, start buying your tickets.
It's going to be like Red Rocks. Like people are going to get online 30 seconds. Let's go. That's
Right.
so, well, Denise, thank you for everything you do for our community.
you.
Really, I'm so inspired, and thank you. Taught me a lot today, and I think you
Yeah,
taught all of us.
thank you.
So thank you, Denise.
Yeah.
Habitat for Humanity, please get involved, help out. If you don't have the funds right now, which we understand, give of your time, because that's just as important. Keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
It's Sunday, March 3rd, and we are in the second hour of our show. On the second hour, we're talking all things sweets and baking. Our owner, Steve Mumblow, gets into the kitchen and shows us how to make a very special cake recipe. Plus, we had a conversation with Dang Sweets and all that they are doing here in the Valley. So get your sweet tooth ready. Here it comes. Hour 2 starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
The man behind Deerfield Media and TV8, Steve Mumblow, loves to really take care of us here at the station, but on top of that, he also gets into the kitchen. He shows us how to make a special cake recipe, and so let's take a look at that first part.
Me about this cake.
Well, this cake started, my mother made it for myself, my older brother and sister, and she made it for maybe about 9-10 years until my younger brother came around. And it's a 3-layer cake, so when he came around, we couldn't go to 4. And that's when we went to apple pie. But I still remember this cake, and while I was a little boy watching my mother make this cake, I would read the back of the box. And they had these interesting lines saying, you have to do all this extra stuff if you lived over 3,500 feet. And living at 170 feet above sea level, I wondered, like, who are these people that live at 3,500 feet?
Crazy
and
people.
why are they burdened with all this extra stuff?
Right.
So now I have an opportunity to come out here and bake my very first cake at over 3,500 feet in altitude. And so that's what we're going to do.
All right.
And interestingly enough, I bought all the ingredients here at the local Walmart, which is a wonderful store. So this cake will cost $6.95.
Oh, wow, that's a
to make.
steal.
So I'm going to start putting it together now. You just get yourself a nice little bowl. It's a box cake.
Nice.
So devil's food, anything else. And we open the bag here. We're having a little trouble opening this bag here. But
Well,
now we got it.
I love the story
And
behind
we
this cake.
pour everything in here.
Some of my best memories with my grandparents and my parents were in the kitchen. I remember making bread with my grandmother. So
Oh,
it's a
it's
very
wonderful.
warm
And this is
memory.
not a fancy cake. This is a feel-good cake.
Oh, good.
Work with the kids. They can all have their own special layer, and you can make them feel special. We're going to hold that off to the third segment.
3 layers is intimidating, though.
It is a little bit. Now, here comes my special moment. In that, I get to put in 2 tablespoons of flour,
That's
which
to
is
help with
needed
altitude.
for the people at the altitude.
Yes.
So I'm experiencing my childhood dream right now, so take
We're
note.
so happy that
1,
you're doing it in Park City.
2, 3, 4. These are half tablespoons, so I have to put 4
Oh, I
in.
thought it looked like a lot.
No.
But no.
And so I'm just going to cherish the moment here.
Okay.
Okay, that's enough. And so now we're going to get to the rest of the situation. It calls for 3 eggs.
Okay.
And as my grandmother and mother always told me, break 1 egg at a time and put it in.
Really? Why?
I don't know, I had to do something like we got real chicken eggs and some of them could be spoiled.
Oh.
1 at a time and
See, I
put
always
it
do
in.
mine together, so
No, you wouldn't do that.
Not
Because if the
anymore.
3rd one was bad, you lost 2 good eggs.
that's true.
And there's my 3rd egg into the mixture. We put in 1 cup of water.
All right. Looks good.
And we put in 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. And we are off to the races. Now, all we have to do is blend this for 2.5 minutes, for 30 seconds at low speed.
At low speed.
And then we're going to go to a commercial break, and then I'll finish up the 2 minutes at a high speed.
Sounds
because it can be very dangerous at high speed.
All right, well, it's a little loud out here. You don't want to have to hear all of this, but you don't want to miss this. We are going to be doing more cake right after this.
Thank you.
if you're just tuning in, I'm here with Steve Mumblow, the president of Deerfield Media. He is in Park City this week for a nice visit and also to bake a cake. So we're at the second step of baking this cake. He just mixed it up and told us the story behind it. And now, what's next?
Now, after 2.5 minutes of blending together the ingredients, we are going to just quickly oil our pans and put some flour into them. This is an easy trick. Liz on Nantucket has taught me this trick.
I always just use the
she's
spray.
very good. Oh, no. We pour it in, and then you pour it on to the next one. And
it's so much better.
Absolutely. And this is the way to do it, because most of our viewers are out of the Park City, Salt Lake City area, but we also have a huge national and international following. And so Liz on Nantucket, we got Ian over on Mercer Island in Washington State who watches, Chris and Rex in Florida, Jim, Tiffany, and Dot in Baton Rouge, and my dear Patty is right now in Spain watching it. She provided us with the aprons.
Thank you.
So that's
I'm the
cool
guest chef.
stuff. And in addition, perhaps our watchers in Italy may not appreciate a box cake, but this is what we're doing.
Well, you're doctoring it up. You're fancying it up, and we really appreciate our viewers all around the world.
It's going to be extra special. So
yes.
I just put a little oil in, around with a paper towel, throw some flour in, and now we're just going to put half of the batter into each of the tins. And it is a quick, easy process.
Smells good.
And we'll put the other half in here.
I'm going to add, if you don't know how to let people know how to watch us throughout the nation, throughout the country, go to our website. You can watch our live stream.
Yeah.
So tell your friends to tune in wherever they are. They can check us out.
And there's a cake. This one needs a little bit more if we're going to do it right. So there we are. Our batter's in our pans. And because we are at high altitude, once again, and I had to read all about this, typically, if you have a light pan or a glass pan, you would bake the cake at 325 degrees, a dark pan at 350. At high altitude, it's all at 350. So there you got a break here in Park City.
Yeah.
It's easier, just one temperature.
Don't have to worry about the pans.
and no matter what kind of pans you have. So our batter is ready to go into the oven. It's got to cook for 28 minutes. And I'm sure it's going to do something. Now, I did a practice run last night, and I didn't put all the flour in to see what happens. Well, you end up with a brownie.
Oh.
It doesn't rise. So
well, if you like brownies, but
if you like
it's not going to work for a 3-layer cake.
So if you want that extra oomph to it, you got to put the 2 tablespoons of flour in. Okay.
All right, so we're going to put this in the oven here on the Mountain Morning Show. We're going to cook it, and then lots more to come. This is a 3-layer cake, so we have many more steps. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that. Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Hi there. Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood, with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to the neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Good morning, Vail.
Who doesn't love a delicious cake recipe, especially when the owner of TV8 makes it? Let's take a look at the finishing up of that recipe with Steve.
I am a guest chef today. Thank you for the apron.
You're welcome,
Here with Steve
Christine.
Mumblow. We have the next step in this wonderful cake. We are going to be filling it and cutting the layers, right?
That's what we're going to be doing.
Okay, but this cake doesn't have a name, I just found out. So
It
what
has
would you
no
name
name.
it?
Well, because we're at, what, 6,700 feet above sea level here, we'll call it our 67 cake.
Okay, so 67 cake, got it.
So the cakes have been baked, and let's hope that there's something good inside. And a little stick.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yep.
stick because of your greasing
And
trick. I like it.
We got one layer there.
Looks good.
And I'm just going to start with the first layer here and just cutting it in half. It's nice to have a lazy Susan here.
But normally you would use dental floss, is that
I would
correct?
use dental floss here because it gives a nice clean cut across the whole cake. There's my top of my first cake.
Look at that.
And let's not break it here, Steve. Yeah, yay. Now
did
for
it.
the filling.
Okay.
This is the part that the kids love. Our filling is nothing more than a pint of heavy cream. Not whipping cream, heavy cream. And when you beat cream, you need a little sugar, but you never know how much, and it's to everyone's taste. I kind of put in maybe about 2 tablespoons of sugar.
And that's to sweeten it, just to make it a little bit.
And it helps to hold the cream
I
together.
didn't know that.
Yes.
I've had
And
problems with whipping cream.
from my
so-
days in a restaurant, my 3 summers in college, they told me that. So I'm going to start whipping this cream here now at a high speed. And because it's going into a cake, we have to whip it a good amount of time, almost till it starts turning a little bit yellowish.
Oh, really?
Going to almost like a butter. And when you're blending, it'll be very free, but as you near the consistency that you want it, you're going to feel it starting to push back at you. So while I'm blending, Christine's going to do the fun part in picking out the colors for each of our layers and the flavorings for each of our layers.
We are here for the next step of the 67 cake with Steve Mumblow, president of Deerfield Media. This cake has lots of steps, but completely worth it. You don't want to skip anything because
No.
it won't turn out right. So
Well, we left off last. We had to whip our heavy whipping cream. Now we're going to put it into 3 different bowls, separate it out, because for a moment in time it's going to be Easter, just like we're coloring Easter eggs. And I'm going to jump ahead to 1 step. Canned frosting, don't put much more effort into that. Put a little whipped cream in it.
Oh.
And it will spread easier for you.
That's a good tip.
Okay, now Christine, you get to pick out the colors.
Okay. Lemon, yellow.
Go ahead.
Dump it
Put it in that bowl there.
This one. This is where you can let the kids help out.
Yeah.
Well, they can help with the whole thing, but this is the funnest part.
Now
All right.
put in your extract.
A little lemon extract to go with our yellow. Just kind of eyeball it.
Just eyeball
Don't
it.
need to measure it.
And then you just fold the whipped cream. You're not beating it again. You're just folding it to get the color and the flavor.
Just very gently.
Consistency throughout. And as you see, it is getting closer and closer to where we want it to be. Ah, there it is. Just like the Easter eggs I told you. Now we're going to take this layer and we're going to put it in the center of the first layer of the cake. This is our lemon layer.
Our lemon layer.
And so when you put it in, someone has to be in mind, because this is a cake to make other people happy.
Oh, absolutely. This will make a lot of people happy here.
So I don't go to the edge of the cake because your frosting will fill in the space there. Okay, now we're going to put the next layer on, and Christine.
All right.
The middle layer is the most important because, as I said before, that's for Patty.
Okay, so we're going to do peppermint in the middle.
We're going to do peppermint in the middle. And I'm putting my next layer of cake on top of that.
Looks beautiful. We'll dump it.
And we'll do it in this bowl here.
Okay, because we want the most for
Yes.
this layer.
And she likes it dark green, too. There we go. That's enough.
When do I stop? Just
A little
keep
bit
going.
of Ireland in there now.
There we go. Yeah, it'll be nice and dark for Patty.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh.
Very pepperminty.
You know,
She's
in
gonna
order
like
to
that.
save money, I carried all these spices on the plane from Massachusetts, and I had them thoroughly wrapped. Unfortunately, the TSA people detected some kind of odor coming from my luggage.
Oh, you're kidding.
And they opened the Ziploc and the bottles, and they did put the lids back on the bottles, but they didn't close the Ziploc.
Oh, no.
And a lot of my laundry smells peppermint.
Well,
But
it's
that's
a good
all right.
thing that Patty likes peppermint, so when you go home and smell like peppermint,
So there we are, and I'm going to ask Patty, is that the right color? She says yes. And so
Good.
I'm putting this on. It's my second layer. Once again, in the middle of the cake. And you just fan it out to about a ½ inch from the edge of the cake.
this is going to look so nice when you cut it, each of these layers being a different color.
It's wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful. Okay, there is our second layer. And I'm going to put the third layer on top of that.
Yeah, this whipping cream is so nice and thick. I would have not whipped
Now,
it this long, but I
the
can
top
see.
layer is always for my brother Tony in South Carolina,
All right, Tony.
because he likes sweet. And
Sweet,
so
okay.
red is sweet.
So lots of orange extract
Yeah.
for Tony. All right, here we go. There we go. It's ready.
Okay. And so we're going to blend this as we have the others.
Reminds me of a spumoni. Have you ever had spumoni?
Yes, I have.
The layered ice cream with the different colors.
Uh-huh.
Kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
And so for Tony, is that all right, Tony? He always complains.
Oh, no. Sorry, Tony. Just apologize ahead of time. Get it out of the way.
And I'm going to spread this out as well. Not
Oh,
quite to the edge.
Smells
but
delicious.
close to it.
I mostly smell peppermint, so that's good. Yep. That cake was nice and cool, so you could cut it evenly.
Yes, you have to get it cool in
patient.
order it's just right. If I were home, I'd be using my fingers, but I'm out in public.
You have to behave on live TV. We appreciate that.
And then I'm going to put my top layer on. And there.
Oh, look at that.
And smush it down a little bit for consistency.
Oh, that is beautiful.
So that's where we are right now in our cake. So we have Tony and Patty and Rosie, very happy.
And we'll be thinking about them as we eat this delicious cake here in Park City. And we are going to come back and frost this thing.
That we're going to do.
All right, we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show, where we are baking a cake with our very own Steve Mumblow, president of Deerfield Media, and it is beautiful. I'm very impressed with how good it looks for making this on live TV.
Now we're up to
what's next?
the final step. This was just a can of frosting out of the store. Costs $1.50 at Walmart. As you saw me before, I put some of the heavy whipped cream into it, and it kind of makes it a little easier to handle and to spread on the cake. Now the cake, when it bakes, is a little bit crispier around the edges as opposed to in the middle. So in order to minimize crust damage, if you want to call that, just
I love
put it on the edges and work your way in.
Oh, I always do it the opposite way. I dump it in the middle and then work my way out.
And just put a little bit on. Like when you're
do it all wrong.
drywalling and you got to put the spackling on, when you're taping the sheetrock, a little bit at a time. It cuts down on sanding later on, and it makes life easier. Well, the same principle holds in doing a cake.
That's a great analogy. I would have never thought. So do you consider yourself a baker? You enjoy being in the kitchen?
It's fun. The best part is when we try it, if anybody likes it, then it's all worthwhile.
Oh, for sure.
If they don't like it, you kind of say, boy, did I waste my time. And
just
so
don't invite them over.
We're just moving now to the center of the top of the cake.
I don't know how anyone would not like this. It's
And so
delectable.
Our top is done. Now on our sides, I usually go halfway along the cake, as you can see, and not go all the way down, because if you run out of frosting, no one's going to notice it on the bottom. So do yourself a favor and just put your frosting in around
I'm learning a lot this morning.
the side of the cake.
Oh, wow. You really are a master.
And you're filling in, remember I told you that little space that we left because of the whipped cream? Well, we're filling in that little space with frosting.
But your middle of your cake will have all the nice filling, so
Yeah.
you're not sacrificing any of that.
And
so how often do you make this cake?
I make it for special occasions when the family gets together and remembrances. As I said, when my younger brother came along, we had to go to apple pie because there was no layer for him. And that caused problems with a 2-year-old.
Oh, dear.
And so
you're not going to be making apple pie next?
if I'm invited back, I could probably do apple pie. The trick to apple pie is not to overwork the dough.
Oh.
Okay, now the first part of it is done, so we still have plenty of frosting left. So now we're going to get down to the bottom of the cake in order to finish it off.
There we go. It's looking really good. Again, I would have done everything the exact opposite, and it wouldn't look like this. It smells delicious. I wish you could smell it through the TV, but you're just gonna have to pop on by and have a piece of cake.
And
look at that.
Our cake is nearly done. Now, because we loosened up the frosting a little bit with the heavy cream, and we have cream frostings, it's a good idea to refrigerate the cake before you cut into it. Let the frosting reharden to hold it together.
So do you make this cake at least a day ahead of time if you're gonna?
It will stay for a couple days.
A couple days, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to make it day of. It's not gonna work.
And the problem is you keep going to the refrigerator and taking a slice of it bit by bit, and there's none left. So I still have plenty of frosting left for the reporters who want to have the bowl here.
We have one who will take that bowl right from you.
And there is our $6.95 cake.
It is beautiful. Look at this.
If you add in the flavorings and extract and allocate it, you got to add $1.38.
Okay. Gotcha. So not an expensive cake to make, a beautiful cake. Well, we have more cake. You're not going to want to miss this. We are going to cut the cake. We're here with Steve Mumblow, Chef Steve, making a beautiful cake, the 67 cake.
The 67 cake.
This is the best part. We're going to cut it.
And it's your honor.
You want me to cut it?
I want you to cut it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Cut it down in half, and we'll put half on that plate, and we'll show the audience the other half.
You're really trusting me here after all this work for this beautiful cake to not mutilate it when I cut it. Ooh, you can feel those layers.
You can feel it. Just push it. If you give me this, I'll take half off, and we'll see what it looks like inside.
Oh, look at that.
And there's our cake and what it looks like inside.
Very pretty.
After it's been refrigerated, it's nice and cool, and the whipped cream is just great. I mean, it just melts in your mouth. It's absolutely wonderful, and everyone's happy. It's Easter all the time.
Good morning, Vail.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake!
Good morning, Vail.
Rock and roll. Gretchen certainly does love to get out and about, especially with the musical community. She has a conversation with the lead singer of Drunken Hearts.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now we have singer-songwriter extraordinaire Andrew McConaughey with the Drunken Hearts. How are you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing great, Gretchen. Thanks for having me. Good
Thank you.
morning, Vail.
I know, gosh, I'm like a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're doing well, and we're so stoked that you're here because I want to talk all things Yarmany Grass Festival. How are you doing? I want to hear about it. It's back. When is it?
We're back after a 5-year hiatus, June 28th and 29th, back to Rancho del Rio. We used to be held in August, but it moved to June. Awesome. As we returned here. So yeah, Friday and Saturday, it's only 2 days this year, which it used to be 4 days.
Yes, I remember.
So we've trimmed it down a little bit to bring it back and to try to execute the kind of event that we want to bring to Eagle County and back to the banks of the Colorado River. This will be the 15th annual. Well, I guess it didn't happen every year, but this will be the 15th Yarmany. So we're really excited to bring it back and really, really, really stoked to be at Rancho again. And, you know, it started in Eagle County, so now it's, you know, it's still in Eagle County, which is great to see as well.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. Rancho has such a vibe to, like in itself. It's such a beautiful space, and Yarmany is so different for so many, so many reasons. But it has a good community, a good vibe about it. I love that sometimes some of the people will be floating down the river, playing their songs. Can you tell us a little bit about the community and the vibe and the energy that is Yarmany Grass?
Well, it started on a really grassroots level
Yeah.
in 2006 at State Bridge, the original State Bridge Lodge before it burned down. It used to be held Labor Day weekend, and there were only about 100 people that came to the first one. And then
Wow.
I think the second one after State Bridge had burned down, we decided to still hold the event in the ashes of the old lodge.
Wow.
And we brought in a temporary stage and we danced in the ashes. And I think we maybe had 150 people that year. So
That's insane. I didn't realize. That's
and
so cool.
then and then we moved it to Copper Mountain for a year, and we did about 2,500 people. So we got really big, really quick all of a sudden. And then following that, we retreated out to Rancho and kind of minimized yet again in 2009 something we called Gathering on the River. And we had probably 300 or 400 people at Rancho that year, and we had
Right on.
a couple bands you've probably heard of: Elephant Revival, Green Sky Bluegrass.
Yes, yes. I love it. Definitely heard of all
And
of them.
so I just think the nature of how the event has come about over the years and the natural progression, it's been really organic and grassroots. And so I think when people go out to Rancho for Yarmany, they really like to cut loose, and there's no cell phone service. So,
Yeah.
although I do hear they have internet these days. So it's a community spirit. It's just been a really natural progression of how the event started and then came to be and then has now returned to
Well,
be. So
yeah, I was gonna say, Andrew, I love that, I went floating down the river with a couple of my friends, and then we got to see this awesome music afterwards. It's such a vibe, and I don't feel like you can really get that very many places anymore. And I have to say, I kind of dig that there isn't cell phone reception, because it was so good for me to be able to really to disconnect, to reconnect to myself, and to be present with people.
that's totally the idea. In 2019, we actually decided to offer an add-on internet. Uh, we sold internet. If you wanted it, you could come get an
Right.
internet pass from us, and it didn't work the way that we wanted to. And I think that that's part of the magic of the event is, like you said, disconnecting, reconnecting with the self, reconnecting with the community, the river,
Yeah.
the music. There's not a lot of distractions out there other than just whatever you want to be doing at that given moment in time. So so it's really special, and we're super excited to have it back. We've got some great talent this year.
Yes, I was going to ask, Andrew, can you give us a little bit of a preview, a sneak peek of some of the people that are going to be
Yeah, absolutely. I should know this, but I've got my little
playing? No, you're
lineup
good.
right here.
It's early in the morning. We're good.
We've got Lindsay Liu, who has performed on a number of the Drunken Hearts recent releases in the studio. She's incredible out of Nashville via Michigan. She's in Nashville now, but she's from Michigan.
Right on.
Lindsay Liu, she's got Mimi Naja from Fruition in her band at the moment. So we'll get kind of a 2-for-1 on that deal. The Fretliners, who won both Rocky Grass and Telluride band
Nice.
contests last year, so they're only the second band in history to ever do that. Daniel Rodriguez from Elephant
Yes.
Revival, founding member of Elephant Revival, one of my favorite singer-songwriters and
Yeah.
a dear friend of mine. Special guest Billy Failing from Billy Strings.
Yes.
So you've probably heard of Billy Strings before.
No,
and his
never,
amazing
never, ever.
banjo player, Billy Failing. 10th Mountain Division, a band much like myself and Drunken Hearts that was formed right in the heart of the valley. John Stickley Trio, one of my favorite guitar players in the world, coming out from Asheville, North Carolina, with his band.
Right
Lindsey
on.
Pruitt and Hunter, love those guys. Incredible band out of Longmont, Colorado, Bonnie and Taylor Sims. Bonnie is the
Yeah.
front woman for Big Richard, and her husband Taylor is an incredible singer-songwriter as well, and is in Madeline Hawthorne. So we've got a really unique lineup on Saturday where we have Bonnie and Taylor Sims Band, as well as Madeline Hawthorne Band,
Cool.
as well as Violet Pilot, all in a row. And all of those bands, they all share members.
Oh, no way.
So it's 3 different bands, but it's probably only like 6 people between the
Wow.
3 different bands.
Okay.
And in order to get one of them, we kind of had to get all 3. But they're all great friends of mine, and so I thought that would be really
That's
special
really
to have
unique.
kind of this like
Yeah.
family moment at the event.
I dig
Then
that.
River
That's
Down the
unique.
River from Durango, Easy Tiger, which is a band from Winter Park, Derek Dames All, an amazing songwriter from Boulder, Justin Garber, another amazing songwriter from Boulder, Longmont, and then we've got super special guests, Silas Herman and Jack Clunan. So the lineup's stacked for 2 days.
That's awesome.
And we're really, really pumped to bring Yarmany back to the banks of the Colorado River out there at Rancho.
Andrew, will you be jumping up there and kind of singing with any of them, or is that TBD determined?
Oh yes, no, and I should have mentioned that the Drunken Hearts are also playing.
Yes.
Both days. So,
I had to add that. I was like,
yeah, unfortunately at this point it's hard to have Yarmany without Drunken Hearts.
It's true. You guys are kind of the front
so-
runner. Well, Andrew,
it's going to be really fun, so we're excited.
awesome, Andrew. Now, if people are really, I should say when everyone wants to get their tickets, where can they go and purchase the tickets for Yarmany?
Tickets are on sale already. We've already sold out of RV passes. We might be adding a couple more here in the upcoming weeks. There's about 10 VIP parking spots left, and we've sold out of Tier 1 and Tier 2 tickets. So tickets are flying.
Cool.
It's a limited capacity event, but you can get tickets at yarmanyfest.com.
Yarmanyfest.com.
Yarmanyfest.com. Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly. And all the information about Rancho and the lineup and the history of the event, the history of Yarmany and Yarmany Mountain and Chief Yarmany and Yarmany Rapid and why we call it Yarmany, why I'm affiliated with Yarmany because I'm from that area. You
Cool.
can read all about that stuff on yarmanyfest.com. June 28th and 29th.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for getting up early with us, Andrew. And I can't wait to see you soon, hopefully before Yarmany Fest, but I'll definitely be there. Can't wait.
I will. I promise. You've been flip-flopping here, but I will be up there at some point. In the near
Awesome.
future,
We'll
so.
have you in studio.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah, maybe I can play a song or something.
I would love it. Thank you so much, Andrew. And keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Welcome to the Vibe Report with Avisha. This is where I tell you all about the exciting happenings around town. This Saturday and Sunday, there will be live music at Gambit Bar, Shakedown Bar, Park Hyatt Beaver Creek, the Red Lion, the Blue Cow, the Weston Riverfront, and the Revel Lounge at the Hyde. And Chasing Rabbits will have DJs spinning this weekend. Check out their event calendar for more info. Villar Performing Arts Center will feature Electric Avenue, the 80s MTV experience on Saturday, and on Sunday they'll have comedian Nick Swardson. There will be a free guided snowshoe tour on Saturday, March 2nd at Nature Discovery Center on Vail Mountain, and a free winter nature walk with a naturalist at Walking Mountain Science Center in Avon. Visit walkingmountains.org for more info on both of these free nature events. On Sunday, the Alpine Art Center is having cupcakes and canvas in Edwards, where you can join to make a winter sunset painting. Registration info is at alpineartcenter.org. Also, this Sunday and every first Sunday of the month is free community meditation in Eagle at Yoga Off Broadway. And the sky's the limit when it comes to the Youth in Aviation program. They'll be building a full-size biplane on Saturday at the Eagle County Regional Airport. Check out Eagle Aviators for more info on how to register. That's it for this weekend's Vibe Report, friends. Be sure to follow the Vail Vibes TV8 Instagram for more info, and as always, spread the good vibes.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Hi, it's Master TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Good morning, Vail.
Dang Sweets. We love Dang Sweets here in the Valley. They are an incredible bakery and all of the pastry art that they make. So let's take a look at that conversation.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We always like to showcase new businesses in and around the Valley and talk about what's going on as far as bringing new items to you out there, the consumer. And I am sitting here with Tim and Angela from Dang Sweets. And we've got a beautiful centerpiece on this table. Unbelievable. And you hand make all this.
Yes, we do.
Unbelievable. So tell me about Dang Sweets. How did you come up with the name?
So it was kind of just like a little game we were playing, and then during COVID, she started baking. She taught herself. She was staying home during the pandemic. I was working a lot down at Cut and Edwards, and she just started to bake, and then one day we came home and we're like, you know what, let's open a bakery.
Well, let's back up. Hold on.
Yeah.
So you taught yourself during COVID the art of baking.
Yes, well, every time, like I always liked to bake.
Right.
And whenever I got in the States, I didn't really speak English, so I ended up working in the kitchen, Alter Bistro. That's actually where we met. And I was working the line, and I'll always make something sweet, like a cupcake or something, and people will be like, oh my God, you're so talented. And I'm naive, so I believed it. So during COVID, because I had a lot of time and Tim was working, I was serving at the time, so I was laid off from work and staying at home. I'll bake a lot, and poor people from COT will have to eat all my desserts, which...
That's right.
Yeah.
So I wonder, I've been in there a couple times and they all seem like they've gained weight.
A little bit. We had a lot of good desserts and a lot of, you're doing okay, you know, just the encouragement.
It's a good test area to give it to those guys.
Definitely.
Well, these look absolutely beautiful, and to hear that you crafted your skill during COVID and you've come out to this. Now, doing this is an adventure in itself, but you're opening your own storefront at this point, which is a whole different adventure. Talk about that.
So basically, we started out of the commissary kitchen. We're super fortunate to work with Chef Simona and Mira at Lenona and Vail. They opened up their kitchens to us, just like the grandmother that the restaurant represents. And they let us work out of there. And then about the last year and a half, we started to get very, very busy. I think we did almost 30 weddings last summer alone.
Wow.
Probably 200-300 cakes over the course of the summer, as well as Vail's Farmers Market. And before we knew it, we're like, all right, it's time to leave our full-time jobs and just focus on baking.
Yeah.
And then we ended up signing a commercial lease over across from Walmart at Trail Creek, located right next to T-Mobile. And we hope to be open in the next couple weeks. And we're building out basically our dream cafe. As you've heard, she does have a little bit of an accent.
A little bit. I just picked up on it. I thought, Tennessee, Kentucky,
Right.
no.
Texas.
Yeah.
So she's in the European-esque, and we traveled there a bit when we were dating and got married and everything. So for us, that taste of Europe is what we really miss. You know, we miss that coffee shop cafe where you can go in, read a book, hang out, eat some slices of cake or some tarts or some desserts that you normally don't see around here.
All right, so we know a little bit about Angela, how she got started, crafted her skills with baking to give us what we have in front of us. Tim, how about you? How did you kind of come up into the food business?
So I was born and raised in it. My parents used to manage a steakhouse back in upstate New York. So since I was a little kid, I was running around playing hide and go seek with the dishwashers type thing.
Yeah.
13, I started working a sandwich franchise, a Subway, basically to keep myself out of trouble on the weekends because my parents knew I would get myself into trouble like any teenage boy. Then after that, I ended up in culinary school. Since then, I've traveled around the country, around the world, basically cooking 18 different restaurants, from traditional Italian food to Mazzahisa here in Vail to basically high-end steak houses, everything like that, all over the country. And then when I met Angela, like she had said, we'd been in Terra Bistro cooking together. We ended up dating and falling in love and getting married. And then after one day, I was just like, you know, we have a lot of really good restaurants around here. A lot of people who do a lot of things really right, but we're missing that taste of like Europe. You know? So let's do what's smart, and what if we think it's missing, we hope other people feel the same. You know.
Well, tell me about your demographic and who you're going to market for, because obviously with the storefront, you're going to have a walk-in business into this beautiful cafe that you're building out. But how about from a corporate? Do you have any hotels or anybody else that's buying some of your items?
So we actually do have a partnership with Rocky Mountain Taco out of Minturn.
Nice.
So they do carry our tres leches. We're going to start with some other desserts just to kind of see how it's going. They're awesome people. We get along really close with them. We like their young energy for the Valley. And then we do work with some local wedding planners, some restaurants and whatnot. But a lot of people tend to find us through basically referrals.
Yeah.
We have a really strong following. Like at the farmers market this last year, we sold out almost every week by 2 o'clock.
Wow.
In the afternoon, and it was like a lot of the people were the same people coming back.
And
So
that's a great marketing engine. You get people out there that are tasting it, trying it. It's like, oh my gosh, where are you located? So now you're going to be able to give them an address.
Exactly, and I mean, our big thing too is we want to stay close with our community. So like we take great pride. We do Jack's Place, the cancer hike up on Beaver Creek Mountain every year. So you'll find us up there. We try to help out our community. I mean, we do have a 1-year-old, so we're big on trying to make sure he's growing up in a good environment.
That is absolutely perfect. Beautiful story. Now, what's your anticipated finish date? I know construction and inspections, and trust me, I'm going through that. So where are you looking at when you're going to hang that "We're open" sign?
We're hoping before the end of the month. I mean, we're painting. Basically, our ovens and equipment should be installed by the end of the week. All of our water, everything's there. Our paint's going on the walls. We just got to put our decorating touch. And as you can see, our pastries are a little bit different than what most people might be used to.
Right.
I think basically the pot of choux on the table has the least amount of steps. The other ones have 5 to 6 components each. So we need a little bit of time to get ourselves prepped.
Yeah.
And we are a little bit of control freaks in our quality control.
Of course.
You'll see Angela and I mainly in the kitchen focused on the pastry. That's kind of how we've always been. And we like to see people's look when you hand something that looks like a cherry to somebody.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Great.
So.
Well, I thank you so much for coming in, sharing your story, sharing your passion. I mean, that's what this valley is built on, is just passion. Mm-hmm. And it's so wonderful to hear that now you're opening up a store and to raise your son in and teach him the art of culinary, hopefully too.
Yeah, exactly. He loves it. I mean, he's always in the kitchen grabbing spatulas and playing with the whisks with us. I mean, we take him everywhere with us.
Yeah.
He's one of the members at the farmers market. People came to see Teo.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm sure. He's going to be a little celebrity there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We just didn't bring him today. He started walking not too long ago, so he's climbing on everything. And, those pastries wouldn't be on the table still. There's a good chance. So it's the fun of a 1-year-old. I mean, he gets into the flour every once in a while, but I mean, that's the fun of growing up in a kitchen life.
Right. Well, thank you again for coming in and sharing your brick and mortar building. That beautiful cafe is going to go up over next to Walmart by where the T-Mobile and everything is over there. Yep. I can't wait. I know you're going to be so busy before your grand opening, but I hope to get you in before that so we can do a big announcement.
Awesome.
And get the community involved in there. But again, thank you for what you're doing here, your passion for the culinary and the pastries, but also for giving back to the community, because that's what it's about.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
I
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big. 8-time Emmy-nominated Animal Rescue is a half-hour television series showcasing the heroic efforts of people helping animals. Join host and award-winning journalist Alex Payne and the Animal Rescue camera crew as they travel around the world, capturing dramatic rescues, rehabilitation, and relocation stories. For programming schedule, check your local listings today. Don't miss your favorite episodes of Animal Rescue.
Good morning, Vail.
What a fun Sunday morning edition of Good Morning Vail. I'm Kimberly Perot, and thanks for joining all of the incredible conversations that were had today. Interior design, all of the cake baking, dang sweets, and more. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for